Mile High Sports in your morning minute. Nate, Sean, and TJ on a football Friday. Thank you for stopping by. Guys, Broncos Bills coming up on Sunday. Garett Bolles back at practice, although limited. My personal vote, I don't want to see him play. I don't want to run the risk of a re-injury, but what's your take on the starting left tackle being back on the field?
Well, if he can play, I think that's a good thing for the Broncos. It's certainly a good thing for Trevor Siemian because the Bills' defense is probably being a little underrated. They're not world beaters. They're not Super Bowl contenders, but they're not as bad as a lot of people think either, that their team's rapidly improving. So having Bolles back would help, but they might, if they're putting him at risk physically for something good that's longer term down the season, it's not worth it.
Well, I think fortunately the thing here with Garett Bolles is that they put on a charade of an injury here, and the reasons are really kind of irrelevant. I think the good thing here is that the charade was one of severity, that it's not as bad as it was necessarily made out to be, and that it's not a structural injury. It's not something that's going to cause any further damage potentially. So a bone bruise isn't that big of a deal. Garett Bolles being on the field will help them beat the Bills. I do understand certainly your caution there because that's a realistic risk, and it happens all the time in the NFL. So there's certainly to take that into consideration, but I think it's good news, not bad news, that he's back at practice.
Give me the Broncos to win it by a touchdown coming up on Sunday. We have now gone 19 straight innings without the Rockies touching home plate. Forget the losing streak. They can't even score right now, guys.
12 strikeouts in yesterday's game, and it's not like they've been shut out by elite pitchers. Matt Moore, who came into that game 5-14, and then Clayton Richard, who left with 8 wins and an 8-14 record after knocking the Rockies out and shutting them out yesterday.
Offense ebbs and flows. We've been talking about this. The last time they lost 4 games in a row, their offense struggled. They ended up winning 8 out of 10. Now, they're running out of season here, so they need to start winning some games soon. They need that offense to pick up, but I think that's why it's a really good thing that the last 6 games of the season are all at home. Coors Field's going to help that offense. Their pitching's been relatively consistent, so I think that's really a good sign going into the postseason. They just need to make sure they win more games than the Brewers and the Cardinals.
3 more against the Padres by the time we're with you Monday morning, 7 a.m. on Mile High Sports Radio. We will see how they finish off that series and get ready for, as TJ just said, 6 games at home at 20th and Blake to finish off the year. Enjoy the football weekend. Good luck to the Buffs against the Huskies. We hope you guys have a good weekend. Be safe. We'll be back with you on Monday. For TJ, for Sean, I'm Nate. We'll see you.